in, like something is brewing, about to begin. Can't put me finger on what lies in store, but I know what's to happen, all happened before.
A father, mother, 3 daughters alone, the threads of their lives unraveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chimney, chim chim chiree, chim chiroo.
This year's number 17 Cherry Tree Lane, residents of the George Bates Square. Good morning, Apple. Loose Lock. Victoria. How's it going?
A word of advice, young man, you might...
Starting to sing those hop, and number 17, I bet have a heavy weather blowing there.
She doesn't need the clouds in the sky.
Mrs. Binks, we've lost another nanny.
Katie Nana's gone.
And not coming back.
Katie Nana, why would she go?
Driven crazy by dear children's pranks.
Above mountains, byways, right off we cap. This one is hardest to find on the map. Cherry Tree Lane, as sweet as a song. But the nannies who come here, they don't stay for long. Chim chimney, chim chim, chiree, chim chiroo. Chim chimney, chim chim, chiree, chim chiroo.
What am I gonna say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes, we're unlucky, I suppose.
Nonsense! Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of the household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, they're all your domain. Whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Go!
Coming, sir.
Simple truth is, we've engaged 6 nannies over the last 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters. A nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny's us forward, our children would gain by having such a nanny on Cherry Tree.
Of course, George, but
So take control of situations. Show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role. They know their stations. Efficiency and forethought cut the jobs in half.
if only we could find someone like your old nanny.
I'm afraid that's not realistic, my dear. Few women alive could manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we could never afford someone of her caliber.
He wants happiness. It's blinding on the planets, and we live in a mess.
expect a little decorum, right? I'm laughing, son. Now, place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane, Margaret, and Anna Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage. What?
Want it? A nanny for 3 adorable children.
Adorable. That's debatable, I must say.
You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and very pretty. Take us on outings, bring us sweets, sing songs, bring treats. Never be cross or cruel, never give us castor oil or gruel. Love us as 3 lovely daughters, and never smell of barley water. If you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. All kind respect and closely you can see when toads in your bed or pepper in your tea. Harry, Nanny, many thanks, sincerely, Jane, Anna, Margaret, Banks.
Oh, Tommy Ross! That is quite enough for one day.
Good morning. I've come about the advertisement. What? We haven't placed it yet. You are the parents of Jane, Anna, and Margaret Banks, are you not?
Well, yes. I mean, have you brought your references?
Oh, I make a point to never give references. And I shall require every second Tuesday off. Now, I think I should see the children. Thank you. Close your mouths, please. We are not a codfish. Let's get going. Spit spot. Now, let's see how you measure up. Heads up, don't slouch. Just as I thought, extremely stubborn and suspicious. I am not. Now you. Very high strung and nervous. Now you, Jane. Rather inclined to giggle. Doesn't put things away. How about you? Very well. Hold this for me, will you? Just as I expected. Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way.
I don't believe it.
By the time the wind has blown the weather vane around, I'll show you, if I can, No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spick, spot, spick, and span. I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect?
So people say, each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great and patently sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Both prim and proper and never too stern. Well educated, yet willing to learn. I'm clean and honest, my manner refined, and I wear shoes of the sensible kind. I suffer no nonsense, and whilst I remain, there's nothing else I feel I need explain.
Perfect in every way. Practically perfect, that's your forte. Uncanniness are hard to find. Unique and neat, unspeakably kind. She's practically perfect, not slightly sore. Running like an engine that's just been freshly oiled. She's so practically perfect in every way.
Well, those are my credentials. Perhaps you have a few questions?
Not temperamental,
No.
not grouchy or gruff.
Oh, the very thought.
Will you say that new when the road gets done?
Quite the contrary.
To read stories without a big fuss. Or have objections to playing with us.
Oh, I like games, but I choose them. Some minor improvements might not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee
Practically perfect, we hope you'll stay.
I'm practically perfect, and here's my aim. By the time I leave here, you all will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
We'll be practically perfect.
We will be practically perfect in every way. Now it's time for an outing in the park.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. I does what I likes, and he likes what I do. Today I'm a screamer, and as you can see, a screamer's an artist of the highest degree. And some you'll wreck from your memory. Chim Jiminy, Chim Jiminy, Chim Chim Shiroo. I draws what I likes, and he likes what I drew. No remunerations do I ask of you, but my cap would be glad for a copper or two. Cap would be glad for a copper or two. Mary Poppins?
It's nice to see you again, Bert. I I expect you know Jane, Anna, and Margaret.
Well, I've seen them about. And this meet Papa Clarence. When you're with Mary Poppins, suddenly in places you never even dreamed of before. And you never know who you might meet.
Why, here is Mrs. Corey.
A lovely day to find new words in the park.
Hold on.
That statue's coming to life.
Hello, I'm Nelius.
Well, say hello, children.
Hello.
Welcome to the park. And what a wonderful day it is. I've waited ages to walk in the park on a day like this.
Ain't it a glorious day, bright as the middle of May? I feel like I could fly. Have you ever seen the grass so green, or a bluer sky?
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light. When the day is gray and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright. Oh, happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the dark. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes our heart so light. When the day is gray and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright. Oh, happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the dawn. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. Oh, it's a jolly holiday, Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
And now that it would be nice to start with some raspberry ice and then some cakes and tea. Order what you will, there'll be no bill. It's complimentary.
Gentlemen like you are few, knowing you're just in time in the rough patch. Underneath your blood is blue.
You'd never think of pressing your advantage. Forbearance is the hallmark of your creed. A lady needn't feel when you are near. Your sweet gentility is crystal clear. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with you, but a jolly, jolly holiday with you.
It's true that Mavis and Sybil have Winslow winning, and Prudence and Gwendolyn say your heart's beating. Phoebe's delightful, Maud's disarming, Jan's Felicia, Lydia charming, Cynthia's dashing, Vivian's sweet, Stephanie smashing, Priscilla's a treat, Veronica, Millicent, Agnes, and Jane, convivial company time and again. August and Phyllis and Glance are sweet. I agree all three are jolly good sports, but cream of the crop, tip of the top, it's Mary Poppins, and now you stop.
So
Poppins, of course. She can do anything.
She's quite well spoken also.
All right, children, time to leave.
Goodbye. Nice to have met you.
I'll stay till the wind changes.
Winifred, I expect a little decorum. I am a laughingstock, and I just won't have it. Please speak to Mary Poppins when they return.
Yes, dear. Being Mrs. Banks should be an easy role, and yet it's one which I don't seem too good at on the whole. I have a comfy home, I have a simple life, I have a name which tells the world I'm someone else's wife. Being Mrs. Banks, what does that entail? Facing tests of character, I always seem to fail. And as for his decorum, well, I'd like to say no thanks. It's not exactly my idea of being Mrs. Banks. Being Mrs. Banks, it's easy to forget the way I felt that summer's day, the day when we first met. Being Mrs. Banks, being kissed by you, a man of dreams who made me feel that wishes could come true. And now, although you're lost, it's time that we closed ranks. I'll fight for the man who needs freeing, the real you who no one is seeing, and you'll find a way of just being Mr.
Oh, children, please be quiet. Return to your room. Mary Poppins, I need to speak to you privately. These children need discipline.
It's time they grew up.
Precisely.
Tomorrow, just as you suggest, they will accompany you.
Splendid. Where are we going?
Why, to the bank, as you proposed.
As I proposed?
Exactly. Now, excuse me, the children need a proper night's sleep.
Winifred, did I say I would take the children to the bank?
It certainly sounded like that, dear.
And why not? A capital idea.
Did you get sacked?
Sacked? Why, I am never sacked. Now, it's time to take your castor oil and go to bed. Tomorrow you are going on an outing with your father. Open wide. Jane?
That's my favorite.
Anna?
Oh, orange.
Lemon sherbet?
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap the job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. A robin feathering his nest has very little time to rest while gathering his bits of twine and twig. Though quite intent in his pursuit, he has a merry toot-toot-toot. He knows a song will move the job along. For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way.
Because it takes a little nip from every flower that it sips. Then hence, they're fine. Their task is not a grind.
Cheeky. Now, you really must get to sleep. Tomorrow you will go to the bank, and on your way, you will pass the Bird Woman of St. Paul's.
It's her.
Who? Who is it?
The bird woman, just where Mary Poppins said she would be.
Each day, 'tis steps of St. Paul, the little bird woman comes. In whose special way to the people she calls.
Come buy my bags full she sells her wares. Although you can't see it, you know they are smiling each time someone shows that he cares. Though the words are simple and few, listen, listen, she's calling to you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Her words are simple and few. Listen, listen, she's calling to you.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Can we see the bus?
It's tuppence a bag.
Tuppence a bag, Father.
Nonsense. What a waste. You can invest your tuppence in the bank. Now remember, the bank is a quiet place.
We need to set up the important accounts for the meeting today.
All taken care of, Mr. Dawes.
On your desk, Mr. Dawes.
There is that infernal woman who feeds the birds. What can we do about her? Position in order, cause in a wheel, opening a ledger, closing a deal, prudent investment, financial sense, a perfect way of sunshine, pound shillings and pence. Great men have dreams of power and position, and it's our job to bet them to the hills. For shrewd investment and advice, they'll pay our price. The bedrock on which banks are built. A man has dreams of building an empire to make his name in many distant lands. And in this new world, I am told, we'll soon strike gold. Let's see the chance with both our hands. Why are these children here?
They wish to open an account, sir.
Mom, this.
What, please? Why, splendid. And just how much money do you have?
Tuppence. But I wanted to feed the birds.
Why, that is precisely how you started, Mr. Dawes.
We want to feed the birds.
Fiddlesticks! Feed the birds and whatever you got. Fat birds. Oh. Welcome to our joyful family of investors.
Give us our money back.
Give us our money back. Give us our money.
All payments will be stopped immediately.
know what to say.
I'm out of conversation today. You see, we've had a lot of chatterboxes in here today, but a little bit of back chat. I do have some letters, yes. Girls, go ahead, take your pick. We have D, G, R, and U. You have C, L, A, and I. And Mary, you may have X.
Wonderful. Now, what words can we make? I see routiplex.
And I see Lapitophorus. And where do you think words come from in the first place? And now let me see. Someone. Super, fragilistic, expialidocious.
Wonderful word. And I think it's going to be a rather useful one.
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Because she was afraid to speak when she was just a tad. Her father gave her nose a tweak and told her she was bad.
And then one day she learned a word that saved her aching nose. The biggest word you ever heard, and this is how it goes. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Now, you can say it backwards, which is docious aliexpiistic fragicalorupus, but that's going a bit too far, don't you think?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. 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 Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Terrible news.
What happened?
Mr. Banks lost his job, I hear.
Some sort of panic at the bank today.
That's what's up.
I've been so worried about you. What happened at the bank today?
Mr. Dodge wants to see me.
But that doesn't mean you're let go. Father's in trouble.
We got help.
But how?
Father, we are coming for you.
We do love you, you know?
And Mr. Banks, the Jews have a bit of luck we can share with you. Just try this. Brush away the dirt and soil. Brush away your tears. Cobwebs that aren't swept away hang around for years. in all weathers, all hours. We can see for miles our idea of heaven is a night up on the towers. We may look a motley crew, smudged with dirt and grime, but when you need a helping hand, we try to step in just in time. We will step in time. We will step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. We will step in time. Kick your knees up.
Kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time.
Round the chimney.
Round the chimney, stop in time. Round the chimney, stop in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Round the chimney, stop in time.
Flap like a birdie.
Flap like a birdie, step in time. Flap like a birdie, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Flap like a birdie, step in time.
Over the rooftop.
Over the rooftop, second top. Over the rooftop, second top. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Second, over the top, second top.
Step in time, step in time. Never need a reason, you never need a rhyme. Step in time, you step in time.
All right, come along, children. Spit spot.
You tricked me into taking the children to the bank. What will I tell Mr. Dawes?
Mr. Banks, things will always work out if you step in time and say the right thing. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Good night now.
have asked you here to explain the behavior of your unruly children.
I can't apologize enough, sir. They are normally well behaved.
In light of the time and effort it will take you to discipline your children, we are no longer expecting you to work for us here.
Are you firing me?
From this, that is exactly what is happening to Mr. Banks.
In 1773, an official of this bank unwisely loaned a large sum of money to help finance a shipment of tea to the American colonies. As the ship lay in Boston Harbor, a party of the colonists dressed as Indians boarded the vessel and threw all the tea overboard. This made the tea unsuitable for drinking, even for Americans.
The loan was defaulted. Panic ensued within these walls. There was a run on the bank.
From that time to this time, sir, there has not been a run on the bank until today.
Well, do you have anything to say, Banks?
Just one word, sir.
Yeah.
Supercalifragilistic expialidocious. Mary Poppins was right. It's extraordinary. It does make you feel better. There's the tuppence. Guard it well. Goodbye.
Banks, where are you going?
I don't know where I'm going. An outing in the park? Or I just might fly a kite. Only Mary Poppins would know.
Matt is a March hare.
Though her words are simple and few, listen, listen, she's calling to you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Winds come around, blowing dead on from the west.
Things do not look good at the Banks house.
Mr. Banks is missing.
Mary Poppins is leaving.
I rang up his bank first thing this morning. The only thing I discovered is that he'd been discharged. No telling what he'd do in a fit of despondency.
Learn how to guide the river.
There's a spot there by Suffolk Bridge.
Popular with jumpers.
Really? Well, I think he's a fine, stable gentleman. Well, as far as anyone knows.
I am so worried.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, it'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Well, we found him.
Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, it'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
George, where have you been?
You'll see in a moment. Where are the children?
At
Jane,
least
Margaret, Anna?
At least you didn't jump into the river. The children have been asking for you.
That doesn't sound like father. Why do you have a kite?
Because we need a play. It's tuppence for paper and strings. You can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in light. With your fists holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite, ascending, soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite.
Oh, there you are, Banks. We wanted to thank you. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious does indeed work.
The customers love it.
We have an opening for a new partner, and we were hoping you would accept the job.
We would like to hear more of your ideas.
Thank you very much indeed.
When you stand up flying up there, all I want is lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees with your fists holding tight to the string of your kite.
Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite, sending, soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite, sending, soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a
The wind has changed.
In fact, things are very calm here now. It's Cherry Tree, number 17, Cherry Tree Lane.
A lovely day to fly a kite.
Well, time for me to get back to the park.
I'll go with you.
And time for me to get back to my shop.
My work here is done.
What will we do without you?
Be Mr. and Mrs. Banks.
For the first time, I think I understand.
Won't you miss us?
Practically perfect people never permit sentiment to muddle their thinking. be quite enough of that. Thank you.
We will be lost without you.
I doubt that. You will grow up to be 3 wonderful women.
Goodbye, Mary Poppins. Don't stay away for too long.
In every job, when it's complete, there is a sense of bittersweet. The moment when you know a task is done, though in your heart you'd like to stay, to help things on their way. You've always known they must do it alone. They're practically perfect. And I hope it remains so.
Mary Poppins?
Mary Poppins has gone. Mary Poppins is gone because we don't need her anymore and other families will.
I wonder if she's right, George. And we really could do without a nanny from now on. What do you think?
I think you better come and dance with me.
George, this is serious.
Look, wasn't that a shooting star?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Wish on it, children. Winifred, my dearest love.
Mary Poppins, we will never forget you. We will never forget